All right, everyone, we got Dan Steres here to answer some of your questions. Dan, just kick it off. How's it so far with the preseason training and leading this trip to Mexico?
Yeah, I mean the group's excited to be back together. Didn't feel like it was that long, so it's nice to see everyone again. But I think we got some energy and excitement going into this year and working on things we can build off of rather than kind of restart again, which is how it's felt before. So yeah, it's good to see everyone. We're excited. We're ready to get games going, and they're gonna come pretty soon here.
Great. All right, we'll kick it to questions on Zoom. Rudy, go ahead.
Hey Daniel, how you doing?
Good, are you?
Hey, last season, you got plenty of different roles. Do you kind of expect that again, maybe going into 2024, or just kind of basing it as what the squad gives you guys when it comes to injuries and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to step into kind of whatever's needed for the team. That's kind of the part I've been doing the last year, and what I assume I'll have to do again this year, especially with so many competitions going on. Personally, I'd love to try to lock something down that I'm playing at more often than not, but I think I've proven over at least the last year that I can kind of cover and take care of a lot of places across the back line. So whatever helps the team out, gets me on the field. That's what I'll be looking to do this year.
Dustin, go ahead.
Hey Dan.
Hey,
Um, Obviously successful season for you guys last year. How's the mood changed in camp from last year to this year now, seeing as you guys are more favorites in a playoff team and the Open Cup champions?
yeah, I think some of that I touched on a little bit of more just we know all the guys, we know all the staff, we know each other. I mean, last year there was 14 plus new guys, and then the whole coaching staff was new and just trying to figure that out too. So it's kind of a familiarity that that makes it nice this year coming in. But with how far we went and what we almost got and almost achieved, yeah, there's that taste in our mouth that we want to get back to that spot and get more this year. So I think it's a building year for us again as far as building upon what we've done already. So everyone's excited, we're ready to go, and hopefully it shows this year.
And just defensively, obviously, Griffin's back, re-signing. What does that mean for you guys as a team and what he brings to the defense?
Yeah, it's big. We're happy. We're happy he's back. He had a hell of a year last year, especially finishing it out strong. So he obviously adds a lot of attack coming from that right back side and kind of changes the way our shape works and stuff like that. So we're excited to have him come do it again this year, hopefully, and like I said before, build upon what he did last year. So yeah, really happy Griff's back.
All right, Juan, go ahead.
Hello. Um, just your quick thoughts on the fact that you guys are going to be playing CONCACAF Champions Cup this year. Congested schedule. How will you specifically approach the longer season?
Trying to stay healthy and available for as many games as possible. I think we played, I don't have the number in front of me, but the upper 40s games last year. Could be around the same and maybe more this year, or we'd be hoping for more. So, I think it's going to be about availability for everyone and competition too. I think there's a really strong second group we had towards the end of last year that was pushing and probably deserved to play probably more than they ended up playing sometimes, and guys getting healthier. So I think that's just going to add to it this year, and it's going to be tough to keep a spot, tough to get a spot. So I think that's just going to make us better.
Okay, one last question touching on that one. With the congested schedule, this year, what would define more of a success? Because last year you had the Leagues Cup going on around the same time as MLS and US Open Cup. With more tournaments, will it be hard to prioritize one, or are you just going to have the same mentality going into every single one?
Yeah, I guess that's probably more of a media fan coach question because as players, we're going to show up and try to win everything we can. For us, more trophies is what we're going for this year. It doesn't really matter what tournament it is. So we're trying to win everything we play, and it'll be congested, but that's why we hopefully have a deep team and guys who aren't playing in some of the games they want to will be ready to go in those other games. So yeah.
Great. Okay,
Thank
we're
you.
gonna do one question each here for now, just so everyone can get in that wants to. Maggie, go ahead.
Hey Daniel, real quick, you all have a new assistant coach, been 2 weeks of preseason training. We saw the first two trainings, he was pretty vocal. How has it been with the adjustment with him on the field? And, Pat and Ben are big on fit. How has he fit into this club so far?
Yeah, I mean, he came in right away, and it feels like he's been a good fit. It seems pretty seamless so far. I think a lot of the guys have been enjoying him out on the field and just conversations in the locker room and off the field as well. So, kind of brings a little bit of freshness when we have mostly the same team from last year, which is always good. I said before we like that we're continuing with a lot of the same group, but it is good to bring in some fresh ideas, fresh faces. You can see something that some of the other coaching staff, might not have locked onto from what we were doing last year. So it's good to have a good perspective there, and we've enjoyed it so far. Hopefully he'll get adjusted quickly, but it's been good so far.
All right,
Thank you. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
We'll go with two more, Herman, and then we'll wrap it up with Alex after that. Thanks.
Hey Daniel, you touched on your versatility earlier just now, and I'm curious if you had your pick, what position do you want to play? Where do you feel you can best bring your best performance for the team? Thank you.
Good question. I still see myself as a center back. So in the center back spot. That being said, there's kind of different ways that's being played now, and whether it's 2, 3, whatever it is. So I've kind of enjoyed playing on that left side a little bit. If it's 3, or there's 2 in there, anywhere across that back line. But I still see myself as a center back, although I do enjoy the perks of kind of getting forward as an outside back. Not gonna lie with that part, but yeah, probably center back.
Daniel, this is Alex Parra. Can you hear me, sir?
Yep.
Great. First of all, thank you. Welcome to another season, if you will. We're limited in time, and I understand this. The fans want to know, and we want to know on the media, how do we get more people to the stadium? I know you focus on your job, you focus on the field. Is there an extension of you beyond you being a soccer player that can fill up Shell?
Good question. I think we all wish we knew the answer. I don't know, just start giving away free stuff in the stands. I don't know what they need to do. I think we tried to do our part and hopefully did enough last year of creating a good product on the field and something the fans in the city can be excited for. So hopefully that built up a lot going into this year. But man, people need to get out there and experience it. Everyone who comes and shows up once wants to come back again because they love the experience. So we'll keep trying to do our part. I know the whole organization is doing what they can, but hey, it's a good time out there. If that's all I had to say for my message to fans, it's a good event, it's a good time. So come on out.
Great, Daniel. Thanks for your time, sir. Good luck this season.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone. That's it for Dan. We'll have more players coming through here periodically. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, everyone. We got Brad Smith here. Brad, just to kick it off, how's the preseason training gone so far? Did you guys gear up to head to Mexico here next week?
Yeah, I think the first week, we're on the second week now. The first week back was a great first week, honestly. I don't think I've been a part of a team where the first couple of days has been so like intense and such a good level. So I think we're building on last year and the success we had, and I think we're just bringing that to this year and starting fresh in preseason.
Great, Dustin, go ahead.
Hey, Brad. You were recovering from injury last year, missed part of the season. Now coming into 2024, how are you feeling health-wise and as you gear up for a full season?
Yeah, I think that was very important for me in the off season to stay as fit and sharp as possible. I actually stayed local. I didn't go back home to Australia. I wanted to focus on fitness and health and make sure that this season I could come in flying, because last season, missed the first couple months recovering from my ACL, and then even the first few months coming back into the team, I still didn't feel myself. So I think towards the end of the year, I felt really good and just wanted to make sure I'd come in as fit and healthy as possible for this season to push on.
All right, Rudy, go ahead.
Hey, Brad. Hey, the when we look at the depth chart just in general, there's a lot of left backs and left wings right now on the roster. How does that competition, help you guys build off in the preseason?
I think preseason's a big thing for it. You want competition. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of opportunities for everyone to basically show themselves in preseason. In the season, it's hard to do that. So, in preseasons, everyone's going to get chances, and we do have a lot of left backs and left wingers, like you said. So it's just for us to compete. It's good, healthy competition, and it should bring the best out of all of us. And yeah, it's very healthy.
All right, we'll go to Victor. Victor, go ahead.
Hey, Brad. Jumping on that question a little bit, don't mean to put you on the spot, but in the way I do, just as far as that starting left back position, do you feel capable of taking that? Because it seems like Franco Escobar, although came in as a right back, has taken the stranglehold of that momentarily, at least based on last year.
Yeah, I think we didn't really know how we kind of wanted to play at the start of last year, and I think stuff moved throughout the team, and we had to transition into a different formation and stuff like that, and we found something that worked at the end of the year, and that was the guys that we had, and Franco was obviously playing there. If we continue to go like that, it's definitely a deeper role as a fullback and not so much attacking like I am. So if that's the case and we go like that, I think I'll be utilized more as a left winger this year than a left back. But who knows how we're going to go? It's preseason. We're going to try out all different stuff. So we'll just see how the team performs in preseason and what formation we end up going with.
All right, Jesus, go ahead.
Hey, Brad. I kind of want to ask you, perhaps you could share, what was your off season like? I know you shared that you stayed here. Could you share what you did like around town and then how soon you got back into your own soccer training?
Yeah, I think I only took maybe a week off. It's hard for us athletes to kind of just do nothing. They tell us to do nothing for the first week or two, but honestly, I'm sitting at home, like I put my kids in school and then I'm just bored. I've got nothing to do, so I need to burn some energy. So the first week was down, just with the family and stuff, and then had a few weddings I went to. Went to Corey Bird's wedding actually, which was really fun, and another friend in the Seattle Sounders, Alex Roldan, went to his wedding. That was fun. And then kind of just came back and started grinding, training most days. I had the weekends kind of off, but I was hitting the gym every day and running and stuff just to stay as fit as possible, and playing a lot of golf, trying to practice that was a fun off season hobby.
Thank you for that, Brad. Good luck.
Maggie, did you have a question? Nope.
This thing is glitching. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is?
But yeah, I can ask a question. Hi, how are you?
Well,
with being from Australia and seeing soccer on such a global stage, with the success of the Women's World Cup in Australia, a record-breaking Women's World Cup in Australia, the games coming here in the US 2 years, we ask a lot of times, how can we get more Dynamo fans in the stadium? How can we spread it out? But from your viewpoint, as seeing such a global impact of the sport, what do you think, from your perspective, could be done to get more fans in the stadium talking about soccer, kind of getting hyped up for the world's largest sporting event?
yeah, I think it was like you use Australia as an example. It was a great World Cup. There was so many fans there and probably new people to the game, which is great. I think for us as Dynamo, I think to get more people in our stadium is to perform, and they want to see a team that's doing really well, and I felt like we did that last year. We we won the cup. We made a great run in Leagues Cup and the league. So I think that helps fans to come out. You obviously want to support a team that's doing well, and that's down to us and the team and the media team and all this to kind of push out events and stuff that we can go meet fans and get more engaged with us, and then they'll want to come out and watch us. I think that's a great way to do it. And the league's growing as well, which is great. You've got players like Lionel Messi coming here, so it's obviously going to attract more eyes. There's a few things, but I think it is definitely growing and it's going in the right direction for the World Cup coming up here, which is a good thing.
Real quick, you mentioned Lionel Messi. Is there any intimidation with how stacked that Inter Miami roster is? Or is it just another game, just another match? Even though you aren't playing them this season in regular season, but
I mean, a lot of the guys wish that we could play them. We want to stack ourselves up against the best teams, and I don't think anyone's fearful of them. I think there's so many good teams in this league now, and they need to get those players in to compete. And I think that anyone will want to go up against them, and I think it's just a great thing showing the league that we can bring these players in, and it's growing, like I said. So it's great.
thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Alex, did you have a question? Or yeah, Alex, we'll go to you first. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I do. Can you hear me okay, Brad?
Yeah, all good.
Brad, great. G'day, as they say. I like saying that, by the way. And I'm sure you get a lot of that. A couple of questions quickly. So first of all, Ben Olsen spoke last week about the team needing to continue to evolve and grow relative to last season. How does that manifest itself here at the start of the preseason? Is it less intense, more intense? Is it more cerebral? Does the question make sense?
Yeah, no, like I said, we lost a few key pieces in our team, and we've got to come in and we got to evolve. We can't just play the same way. And teams they were it was a new kind of system that teams were shocked last year. They didn't really know how to deal with it, but maybe this year they do know how to deal with it. So we've got to have a plan B or evolve and make sure that we're ready if they're trying to counteract the way we like to play. Then we've got to make sure we're ready for that. So I think the evolution is key to every season, and players go out, players come in, they got to come and fit in. So I think it's a key part to winning team.
Missing some pieces from last season. Does the youth, does the academy, the younger players, the homegrown players, do you think that's part of the plan? I guess it should be for most clubs. How does that apply to the Dynamo?
Yeah, I think like I mentioned before, preseason is a great opportunity, not for just new players to come in, but we need a lot of bodies in preseason. So players from D2 and the academy get to train with us every day, and they get to kind of showcase themselves. So it's a great opportunity, not for us to just get minutes, but for the younger kids, and they get to experience with the first team guys and get to be around us. So I think that's very important. I was like that when I was a kid, and being in amongst all the the first teamers and stuff on preseason, that was my favorite part of the year, because I get to get some games when I was at Liverpool and stuff. So it's a great thing, and I think the younger guys really need to enjoy it and step up and learn from the older guys.
Brad, quickly, you mentioned getting the fans to the stadium. I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme until Shell is packed consistently. You're doing your part, winning. That's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all we can do, and we can definitely, like I mentioned before, we can go out and go to these events and stuff and show our face and interact with everyone and show that we're normal people, and they can come out and support and be like, that's the guy that I spoke to the other day or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's just, there's other ways to do it, and I think it's moving in the right direction. I think we're gonna have a good season.
Great, thank you, and good luck.
We'll quickly wrap up with Joey here for the last one.
Hey, Brad, the team brought in Kieran Sargent this offseason. He plays a more similar style to you. How much have you worked with him so far in this preseason?
Yeah, Kieran, he's been around us. Last season he came and trained with us a little bit throughout the year and stuff. So we got to see him, and we have stuff in common because he's Australian, or his dad's Australian. So we can talk about that sort of stuff. And he's a good kid, and he's young. He's got to develop, but I think he's talented, and hopefully we can help him and guide him into being a great player.
Thanks so much, Brad.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Keep it rolling after this. Thanks.